Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Hobby Sauce. This is a quick holiday update of a Christmas present I made my mom. It's a Settlers of Catan board that I think you'll really like. Let's get saucy.
Hobby Sauce.
Hey guys, this is an episode of Hobby Sauce. This is a channel that's devoted to looking at war games and other types of terrain building and things like that. So if you could go ahead and leave a like down at the bottom if you like what you see. Go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any content. And if you really don't want to miss any content, hit that bell down at the bottom. Thanks so much and Merry Christmas. Hey guys, it's the holidays. My family celebrates on Christmas Eve, so I'm posting this up on Christmas Eve. By the time this is out, my mother will not have her gift spoiled, but I've been working for a couple of months on a Settlers of Catan board that's been using a lot of the wargaming skills that I show on the channel. And I just thought that maybe some of you are some Settlers of Catan players and would be interested in seeing the board. So without too much further ado, let me show you what's going on.
My mother's always been a huge fan of Settlers of Catan ever since my college years, and I wanted to make her a board that really just kind of reflected my abilities as a wargamer. So I've made this box that sort of looks like a shipping container, and inside I've made some inserts from foam core that keep every individual piece housed safely and leaves a little bit of extra space inside for the ports and other pieces of the game. I've left some extra room on top there in case we want to make an expansion. She's also partial to seafarers, and those would be some cool things to make. So inside this insert, you can see that each individual piece is there. We have the pastures, and then we're going to pull out the bricks here. Pull out the wheat hex there. We have the forests, the mountains. In a moment we're going to pull out the desert here. Altogether, this is just a really nice holder for everything. Keeps everything very nice and protected while it's inside the box. Here are the forests here. I've made these with DOS. I've made a clay ball and basically just sculpted the trees out of these and then flocked them accordingly. Here we have the wheat hexes. This is just flock and static grass. To make the mode effect, I applied static grass flatly and then just added it on top. Here are the pastures. These are basically just flocked. Some I added a little tree accent, and others I dremeled out a lake and added some water effects. The bricks are sort of kind of a mud pit. It's the best thing that I could think of to represent them. I've made some hills with balsa wood and then added texture to it and then flock after paint. The rocks are cork bark. I've shown you how to make cork bark mountains before. These are essentially just smaller. I painted them with the leopard spotting technique that you can find all over YouTube, and I might make a video on it someday. This is the desert hex. It's essentially just kitty litter and baking soda. These are the sea hexes, and you can see I've also made ports. The ports are movable so that you can randomize the ports like you would in a normal game. The docks are made out of balsa wood, just cut and stained. Altogether, I think the pieces look pretty well and are very distinct. I was a little concerned when I put the little tree accents on, but I think the forests are darker overall, and of course have far many more trees. Altogether, I think the board is extremely colorful and looks really pretty when you look at it all together. Here's some close-up views of the board completely assembled. I'm looking forward to playing this with my mother and hoping to have it for years to come. It really kind of put a lot of heart and soul into it, but altogether it was definitely worth it. We've spent many hours playing this game together, so using some of my wargaming skills to make just a gorgeous board, I think it's time well spent.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. It was just a little quick thing I wanted to show you. I know it's a little bit different than what I normally show, but I was pretty excited about it, and I thought some of you might be too. So that's all that I have for you. Be sure to go ahead and check out my video soon where I'm going to be playing Jesse Cornwell live on Thursday night at 8 Eastern Time, 7 Central. But other than that, guys, I really appreciate y'all coming around. Stay saucy, and Merry Christmas.
Hobby Sauce.